New topwater from OSP Deps and Duo, a new dice concept from Raid, and a limited edition color run drop from Megabass in a few different items. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle.
Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. Look at that.
That was sick.
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday.
All right, guys, some breaking
This is
news.
what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle.
What a beautiful post-spawn fish.
Look at that.
Look at that gut on that. That's a nice fish.
Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, a Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this beautiful June
It is June, baby.
Sunday morning by my buddy Jeffrey the King. Jeff, pleasure to see you, sir.
It's great to see you.
Would you like a beer?
It's June. It's no beer June.
No
for me.
beer June. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. It's all beer June for me.
Okay.
Cheers, my friends. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I can't believe it is June already.
Time's flying.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
May just absolutely evaporated. Speaking of May, we had an amazing anniversary, Memorial Day kind of month. It seemed like it went on forever. You know, it's always so fun to celebrate something, to have promotions, to, you know, do the BOGOs and the discounts and stuff. And I can't thank you guys enough for the support, for the business. You guys absolutely destroyed us. So, you know, speaking of, you know, sales, if you guys have not received a tracking number yet for an order, trust me, we are working round the clock to catch up and get everything delivered to you guys. We did about twice the volume that we expected to do. It just absolutely crushed us. Plus, we had kind of a week of snafus with employees. There was accidents, there was a heart attack in the store, there was all kinds of nonsense. Everybody's good, but trust me, these taste extra special today. So speaking of, I need to get into this one before it just sits there for the rest of the day. Yeah. Griff's phone dinging over here. It's going to be one of these Sundays again. Yeah. Last chance. Sure?
No, I'm good. I don't need to have a heart attack.
Okay. All right, so in an effort not to kill my staff completely, and you guys too, because everybody was out of control last month, we are streamlining the what's new down this week. There's some important things that still need to be delivered to you guys. Some color drops, some new bait drops that I want to make sure you guys at least have an opportunity to be on the beginning and the first drop of. And there's some really cool things that I've been excited to drop. But after we show you guys a handful of things, we're also going to do some giveaways. So we're going to do some trivia. Okay, we haven't done trivia in a while, so I've got some trivia questions. If you guys have been around for a while, you know that it's kind of a fun little thing that we do. I'm going to give some stuff away, and when we give stuff away, we make sure it's good stuff. Okay, so if you want to stick around to the end, that'll be a good time. Okay, let's jump in. So we're going to start with our friends at Megabass. So Megabass did a couple of special color runs on some jerkbaits. Okay, so it was pretty exciting. They did both some special runs on X70s as well as on 110s. Okay, so we're going to start right here with a bait here. Let's tease the colors that I know everybody's going to want. Here we go. UO. GP Tequila Shad. Okay, X70. Now, the X70 is a bait that has been in my box for quite some time. This is a staple in my bait finesse box, in my trout box. It's a staple in Griff's box. It's a staple in a lot of your boxes. When Megabass rolled out their bait finesse portal, kind of earlier last year, the X70 was included in there. So they wanted to do just a special kind of color drop, just a limited offering type deal, where they're going to introduce colors that they've either haven't done in a long time or never done in this bait, just to make kind of a cool offering. Okay, so there are 14 colors in total in this drop. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of time and show them to you, because some of these have never been done in this, and then we'll just hope that Jeff is good at editing and he cuts all the time of me opening them all out of the box.
I'm gonna leave it all in there.
Okay, great. So this is totally up to you. So this is a great bait to kind of understand what the X70 is. If the X70 is something that's new to you, it's 70 millimeters, it's 3/16 of an ounce. What's cool about this bait is that it's a true suspend. Okay, so you get a very small profile, literally a 70 millimeter bait that acts a lot like a 110. It's a true suspending jerk bait. Now, there is a weight transfer system in it. Let's see if I can get it to fall back down there. So when you cast, there is a weight transfer system that goes to the back and then slides forward. But what it also does is, you'll notice if I turn it upside down, it actually slides to the top of the bait as well. So what happens is, if you give your bait just little tight twitches, it's going to dart back and forth, left and right, walk underneath the water like what a 110 or a traditional jerkbait would. If you pop it a little harder, that weight transfer ball will shift up and hit the top of the bait and cause the bait to have a real erratic kind of hunt to it, which is a triggering mechanism for this bait. So a lot of times if you have a fish following it and you're doing light little twitches, if you just give it a hard jerk, that weight will pop up and the bait will all of a sudden, you know, pop up or down, or, you know, just kind of hunt erratically and then return back to center, which can be a great triggering mechanism. This is a great jerk bait when you need to downsize, when you're fishing around fry garters, when you're fishing ponds, when you're fishing little creeks. So anytime you need to downsize, this could be a great offering. Spinning rod or bait finesse, it's kind of the perfect right in between to handle both. So let's go through these colors. This is GP Tequila Shad, which is in my hands. It's the color that always sells out first in every limited color drop. So there's that one. This is the color that I'm stoked about. This is Hiuo. So this is just an all natural, super chill, clear bait fish pattern. When they're on little shad fry and that kind of stuff, this is money. Just a little pearl on the belly, slight little chrome hit on the gills there. So Hiuo. Another super sick one. This is Crack Sand. So Crack Sand is going to give you that nice, beautiful coloration and that crack pink back. So another one that's going to fly out here. It looks sick in the X70. This is GP Tanagon. So kind of a rainbow-esque type coloration where you get a little bit of everything. So you get the nice natural dark back, the pearl, then you get the shift from that kind of clear chartreuse to the purple to the blue to the back. So pretty dope color there. This was an exciting one to see that we don't see run very often. This is Cyber Illusion. Okay, so a full clear bait. You got just a little bit of color hue on the top. So as the bait moves and kind of flashes side to side, you'll get just a little bit of that color hit. But again, another great natural downsizing color, Cyber Illusion. And I think you guys can probably see through the package of these. So Killer Kawaguchi, which is a great baby bass color. This is a must-have. M Western Clown is in there. Jeff, let me know if these don't show up okay. GP Wakasagi, which is a staple color. So just a clear Wakasagi color. This one they haven't done in quite some time. This is M Ginkuro Obi. So kind of a nice like silverish black back, orange belly, pretty cool. We've got Wagin Hasu. We have PM Ayu, which is just a great natural kind of all pearlescent bait fish. GG Moss Ore. GP Phantom. And then finally GG Biwahigai. Okay, so there you go. 14 colors in the X70. It's a one-time offering, so when they're gone, they're gone. Enjoy, my friends. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to Ito Vision 110s. 22 Japan-only colors land this week. This is going to be a limited drop. These are colors that they make on a more regular basis in Japan that we don't see very often in the US. We're able just to get a handful of them over and do a special drop for you guys for this week. So I'm gonna fly through these just so you guys know what to look for. Some of these are in pretty good quantity. Some of these are super limited, so they're gonna sell out pretty quick because they're colors that a lot of you guys look for. So, Fine Art Wakasagi is back. M Endmax. M Hot Shad. Takumi Tsuchi Ayu. That one hasn't been in stock in a long time. Another one of my favorites, M Blueback Oikawa. PM Setsuki Ayu. Haven't seen that one in ages either. LZ Wakasagi. Super cool color in that. M Stardust Shad 2. One of my favorites in the 110 that used to be around all the time, but we haven't seen it in quite some time, so pretty dope to have that one back. Let's see what else we got here. Fine Art Gill. Matte Tiger. MRB Shad. Fine Art Ghost Wakasagi. GLX Cotton Wakasagi. GLX Bolt, which we've never had in a 110. We've had it in the junior a couple times, but in our straight 110, pretty cool to see it. GLXS Spring Reaction, a favorite of a lot of your guys. Komoran Copper Shad, an excellent one for kind of dirtier water. Spawn Killer. M Champagne Kinkuro. M Cosmic Shad. Viper Tiger. MG Secret Shadow. And finally, HT IU, just a great all-around natural IU pattern. So 22 colors. When they're gone for now. Of course, we'll do our best to try to always bring these when there's availability, but honestly, there hasn't been availability on most of these in several years. So if you're a 110 fan, any of those colors you've been waiting on, this is a great week to scoop those up. All right, and in the 110 plus one, a handful of colors, we have some Matte Tiger, we have some N End Max, we have some M Champagne Kinkuro, and we have some Wagain Galaxy Wakasagi. So if any of those speak to you, you guys can scoop up any of those Japan-only colors. Okay, there's not a lot of these. I was hoping we'd get a lot more volume, but the 5-inch Spark Shad returns in a couple of colors. DO Chartreuse, which was never a color that I messed with much, but a lot of, we used to sell a ton of it. I mean, it's a bright, giant banana shad going through the water. But it's a good teaser color, right? So if you're throwing an A-rig, it's in the middle, something like that, I could see it. But one of my favorite colors that was literally crushing when they discontinued it, we were able to secure some of, and this is Wakasagi. So even though Wakasagi is not a baitfish that we have here in the US, the Megabass Wakasagi Spark Shad color is literally the perfect tilapia color for fishing any tilapia water. So back when I was guiding down in Mexico, this was our staple when they were eating tilapia. If you guys are fishing in Texas, Arizona, anywhere where there's tilapia, basically there's almost tilapia everywhere now. This is a killer color. It has that kind of perfect blend of the pearl and that purple flake and that purple hue that it really looks a lot like a tilapia. So if that speaks to you, by the way, these are in 5-inch only. So if those speak to you, you can scoop those up while I have some supply. All right, Jeff, have you heard of strolling with a Sakamata shad?
It's news to me.
So I was gone half of May traveling through the South and got a chance to meet with a lot of you guys, but it's so funny. It doesn't matter where in this country you are right now. If you're a bass fisherman, you're looking for Sakamata shads, jig heads, you're strolling. I mean, this is just where the sport is right now. It's just so deadly. 4-inch and 5-inch Sakamata shads are kind of the main deal, right? And they've been next to impossible to come by. So 4-inch, we should see a restock maybe end of this month, and then 5-inch, I think, next month. But here's one that a lot of you guys know about, some of you don't. Deps also makes a bait called the Real Sakamata, and we just restocked it. They make 4 colors in it. Okay, so let me show you the colors. Now, this is available in the 6-inch size. But the reason the 6-inch Sakamata isn't as popular is because it's a heavy salted bait and it's kind of hard to control. The real Sakamata is a non-salt. Okay, so it's super easy to control. This is kind of the hush-hush secret of the Deps guys, is to use this bait because they get the longer profile, but it's super easy to control during the stroll. So because it's no salt, it's much more durable. You're gonna get more life out of it, but it's much more buoyant. So that exaggerated roll side to side is much easier to control. You can work it at slower speeds, and you really get a much better action out of this. Now, you can use whatever jig head that you like. I find that the Horizon Head LG 2-aught is kind of the magic size for this. You can play with it, do whatever it is that you're into. You can use a range roll, you can use a Kitech head, you can do whatever you want. But the LG 2-aught seems to be perfect for this guy. The 1-aught works good too. 3-aught can work, it's just a little bit big, right? It's perfect, and then just pick whatever size, the 4 gram, the 5 gram, whatever you're into. But this is a killer bait. It does have that real skin print on it, so it's incredibly lifelike. It's very buoyant, and it's right now the only Sakamata that they make in this non-salt. Okay, so if this speaks to you, if you're in this season, which so many of you guys, I think we're always just going to be in this season. It's going to be like the pink worm on a drop shot kind of thing. Then this might be right up your alley. Now, word of caution, these are not cheap. $17.99 a pack, and you get 3 baits a pack. So you're at $6 a bait, okay? It just is what it is. I didn't make them, I didn't set the price. I'm just here delivering an option if it speaks to you, okay? Last time we got these, I thought it was gonna be a deal breaker and they sold out in like 3 seconds, okay? So again, the advantage of the non-salt is they will be much more durable. So this is, if the bite's wide open, I mean, if you want to throw a $6 bait, go for it. Yeah, I'd love for you to plow through 100 packs of them, but you could probably just use whatever other thing you want to use. But when it gets tough and you really need to squeeze a bite, this could be the answer for you, okay? So, again, there's 4 colors, okay? So you've got basically a couple really nice natural bait fish patterns. You've got this kind of chartreuse back pattern, which, believe it or not, this was the first one to sell out last time. You've got this really cool kind of baby bass type pattern. So there you go. The real skin Sakamata shad from Deps, those are available while supplies last. All right, while we are on Deps, we talk about several different frogs here a lot, but one that always comes up when we're talking about our favorite frog is the Buster K. Okay, so the Buster K is an amazing frog, been one of my favorites for a long time. Kenta designed this. I would say he made almost the perfect frog. It's just a really amazing frog. All the key colors are back, plus they have a new color called Silver Crusher. Okay, so I'll take it out and we'll talk through the Buster K really quick. So Silver Crusher essentially is kind of like a clear, transparent silver flake that has kind of just a straight silver top. So it's a natural baitfish pattern. You have the white rabbit hair coming out the back. Buster Ks have an internal weight transfer system in them. I don't know if you can hear that over my air conditioner, but there is a weight that shifts in there that, even though this is a small profile bait, it makes it super easy to cast. The hooks are in the right place. The hookup ratio is great. This lip is soft enough to where it allows the bait to walk very easily or pop. So just a great bait, but Silver Crusher is new in that guy. And then the other frog that Deps makes that's amazing is the Slither K. This one is designed to be more of a, quieter, more of a spook type movement. Also, Silver Crusher we see in that as well. So all restock and the key colors plus the new Silver Crusher color available from Deps. Also, just want to give you guys a quick restock note. We can't seem to keep these Zappu boards and floating boards and board weights in stock. So we have a restock across the board in the 1 gram and 2 gram, and there's also now a new 0.5 gram, so a 0.5 gram size as well. So It's only been in the 1 gram and 2 gram. Now you've got a 1/2 gram size, so more to play with. So if you guys have been waiting on those to come back, those are back from Zappu. All right, Jeff, a new topwater concept from Duo.
Yep.
Okay, are you ready for this?
What the hell is that?
We have the Duo Dead Drift 100. Okay. So this is a new concept that they've been playing with for several years that they believe they've perfected. Now this is going to come in a couple sizes eventually. There's going to be a smaller size of this too. This is the 100 size. Okay, so let me spec it out for you, and then I'll take it out and I'll show this to you. It's a 100 millimeters. It's 12 grams, so you're just slightly under 1/2 an ounce. This is where it gets fun. It's a floating fixed weight. It's a topwater, obviously. For hooks, you have a size 6 single on the front. You have a size 8 at the belly. You have a size 7 at the tail. You also have a size 1, 1.5, and 1.5.
So wait,
you got
those all hooks.
You can just you can
those all hooks.
You can rewind it. Okay.
On one little bait.
Yeah. Here, let's check this thing out. Okay. What Duo set out to create was, oh, of course they're gonna wire this thing in there. Okay, stand by. All right, here we go. The Dead Drift 100. Now, the idea of this bait is Duo studied how predatory fish feed, and what they found was that a lot of times the bigger fish will feed on dying fish on the surface. Now in Japan, you have fish like ayu, wakasagi, fairly common for them to get blown up on, and you know, they get stunned and then they just kind of float on the surface. Very similar to our shad, right? You know, if you're in a shad boil, a lot of times they'll hit the shad, and then after, you know, boom, 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 you'll see like some dying shad just kind of floating around. Same idea, and they wanted to create a bait that could be used to mimic the actual dying bait fish, which is what they did to create this. So the bait is designed to float and imitate literally a fish that's dying. And they made these multi-joints, including the tail, right? To where even just in some waves of the water, you could just cast it and almost dead stick it, and it's still gonna kind of float. If you pull it down and swim it, it'll look like, you know, kind of the last effort of a dying fish to kind of get away, and then it just kind of floats back up to the surface. In a similar fashion, when you look at dying bait fish, they don't like swim and then just bob up back up. They usually swim and then they kind of roll to their side, and then they try to get away and then they roll to their side. This is going to create that same type of action. So it's very realistic. Now, they wanted to give the bait incredible realism in design in case there's fish that are literally just glued to it and watching it and making sure that it's, you know, dying in the real thing. So you notice these single hooks are covered with a soft plastic kind of fin, right? The rear hook is covered with a soft plastic fin. This is not a hard plastic, a soft plastic. And then they incorporated the feathered treble just to give the bait a little bit of life and breathability while it pauses, okay? And these are available in several different colors. So there's, you know, ayu colors, of course, like what I have. There's some silver colors, should be great, like herring type colors. There's some clear, transparent colors. There's some little baby kind of trout colors. So depending on what your forage is, there are some different color options. But it's gonna be a fun little bait to try. It's just a different concept. It's gonna take a little bit more patience to really give it that realistic look. But I think once you guys see it in the water, you see it move, you see what it's possible and what it's capable of, I think you're really going to dig it. So there you go. The brand new topwater bait, the Dead Drift 100 from Duo, available now. All right, while we are on Duo, some color refreshes and some restocks in the Duo Pencil 110. So Pencil 110 is probably the best selling pencil. So, you know, some colors like Ghost Minnow and some ayus and stuff are back. But for the first time, they were able to make clear bait, which is a color that I have been dying for them to make in this, because I'm a sucker for clears. And this is like that perfect half transparent where it's a clear body, but they put just a little bit of chrome. So this is going to be great for shad guys, great for herring guys. The 110 is like the perfect kind of all-around size. Obviously 110 millimeter baits are kind of proven. But in the Duo pencil lineup, each size has a different sound. The 110 you can hear is kind of very natural. So it's just kind of that one knock. So as it's moving, you're getting that kind of dual bass and high pitch. It's just kind of the perfect sound. Comes with 2 big hooks, so the hookup ratio is really good. I think you guys will really dig it. So if you're looking for, I don't know, just a pencil bait to expand maybe what you're using now with kick knockers and gunfish and that kind of stuff, the Pencil 110 might be a great addition for you. And some of the new colors are definitely worth checking out. So those are available now from Duo. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to OSP really quick. A bait that has not been produced in several years, been quite a few years actually, since we've had these in stock. OSP finally redid. This is the OSP CoBuzzin. Now, OSP makes some amazing small wake baits, right? The Buzzin Crank, this was their first bait that they ever produced, still a staple. The Die Buzzin, basically a larger version of it. The CoBuzzin comes in as a smaller version of the Buzzin Crank. So I just wanted you to be able to see, compare and contrast size there. So you've got different options. So if you wanted a little downsizing option, the CoBuzzin, 40 millimeters, 7.2 grams, so just over a 1/4 ounce. It's available in some really cool little colors. Some of them, there's some limited edition colors in here as well. Some of them are gonna feature some feathered trebles on the back. Some will be just straight colors. So CoBuzzin, basically just a, wake bait slash, less than 1 foot diver, right? It's gonna feature a very thin circuit board lip, which allows it to instantly start moving. So even just a small little turn of the handle will get it to start moving. Has a very subtle kind of knocking sound in there. Right, so very subtle, it's not super intrusive. It's just straightforward, a great little tiny wake bait. So if this is a type of bait that you guys throw a lot, this might be a fun one to add to the arsenal. That is the CoBuzzin from OSP. All right, Jeff, do you remember when the Spinnuts came out?
Yep.
Spinnuts,
Mm-hmm.
okay. High density, heavy salted plastic, similar kind of idea as, I guess, a cover scat, to where it's a high density plastic to sink down. Only the Spinnuts designed to really be a sub walking bait, not necessarily to sink on the bottom and lay all your line down and pop around, more like a walking underwater. Well, now OSP is going back through their product line. The trend in Japan is for fish to be eating higher in the column. This is how it kind of seems to happen, right? They eat high in the column, then they get fished really high, then they go to the bottom and they get caught on the bottom, then they go up, and they're like constantly back and forth. So now the Spinnuts will be available in the LSG version, okay? Low specific gravity instead of high specific gravity, otherwise known as just high buoyancy, okay? So it's essentially a almost floating Spinnuts, okay? So if you guys want to use this as a topwater bait, something high in the column, if you want to use a heavier hook to have a slightly slow sinking type bait, you can. Right now this is going to be available in the Spinnuts 50 size. So the 50 is a 50 millimeter, more of a finesse size. It's perfect on a size 1 or 1/0 hook depending on what you guys are doing. But it's just a really fun little walking topwater bait. This would be a really cool bait if you guys are fishing around a lot of cover, a lot of grass, something where maybe you don't want treble hooks dangling. You can just rig up a little 1/0 hook, throw it out there, and just twitch it on the surface, and you're gonna have a great little dog walk right on or just below the surface as that bait moves through. So some really cool colors, and they tweaked the colors to make more sense to topwater offerings as well. So there's baitfish patterns and whites, as well as your traditional, green pumpkins, and of course you've got to have chartreuses and that kind of stuff. So Spinnuts 50 LSG available now. And then while we are on LSG, or high buoyancy, one of our favorite summer worms, the Dolive Crawler 9-inch high buoyancy, is back. Okay, so this LSG, or high buoyancy, is something that you're going to start to see come into rotation in a lot of OSP plastics. So again, you can use this worm as a high floater on the surface, You can use this worm on a, you know, shaky head. That's how most of us fish it in the summer. We put it on a big shaky head or a free rig, and then that bait will stand up and have a lot of vibration. You can, you know, use it as a wacky rig, either a weighted to where the tail's really, you know, float up, or unweighted and just fish it right on or just slightly below the surface. So lots of ways you can use it. Just gives you another tool in the tool chest if this is something that speaks to you. So there you go, the 9-inch Dolive Crawler High Buoyancy, available now. All right, Jeff, here's a drop that I know you've been waiting for. Now, fun fact, I know a lot of you guys follow Jeff both on his Instagram and his YouTube channel. If you're not already, you should. We put everybody's Instagram and YouTube down at the bottom of our description, so he's easy to find. But Jeff is kind of a closet bluegill plastics angler.
Deep in the closet.
Yes, he likes to kind of keep that hush hush. Oh, you're starting to come out. We see you, Jeff. Okay, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be swim baits all the time. Sooner or later, you need to catch something.
Right.
Right.
That part.
Yeah. What is it about bluegill plastic baits that are intriguing to you?
It's the idea that you're imitating a large forage item that the bass love feeding on. And then in some of the places where I'm fishing, when the fish get keyed in on bluegill, they don't touch anything else. They don't touch a lot of those swim baits that I throw. And then bluegill swim baits, a lot of them are not that great.
I would agree with
I feel like they're lacking in the glide and the swim. And sometimes I find that the fish like feeding on bluegills down on the bottom. Right? And so these types of baits work incredibly well in grass and down on the bottom, and they're just really good.
Yeah.
And they get smoked. They absolutely get smoked.
Yeah. So the bull flat from Deps has been a staple bluegill profile bait in the shop for many years, right? And that's been the one that we've all used. Now, earlier this year, kind of late last year, earlier this year, Raid came out with a bait called the Hera Tyler. Okay, flat. Okay, Hera flat, Tyler flat. Basically just another profile, right? And it was in a 4.7-inch size. And then a month or so later, they came out with a smaller version, a 3.7-inch size, right? Today, there is a true man-size version. Okay, I know this is the one you've been waiting on. The 5.7-inch Hera Tyler is here. Jeff's super stoked. I just wanted to show you guys a side-by-side comparison. So, obviously much bigger. Okay, there's the 3.7 to the 5.7. And then, if you guys have the 4.7 to the 5.7, you can see still pretty substantially bigger. Okay, so let's open this bad boy up and talk about it and put it in your hand. Feel that, Jeff?
Oh yeah, finally. Some meat.
Some meat. Okay, so each one of these, by the way, comes packaged individually to make sure that it stays looking clean, looking
Japanese
good.
barbecue.
Okay, yes. So this bait was inspired by Japanese barbecue. That's why it kind of twists like that. The idea of the twisting is to do multiple things, but the main thing is so that when the fish get it, the bait has a chance to collapse and twist so that hook will actually get them. Sometimes when you get to a 5 or 6 inch piece of plastic.
I've been having problems myself with the 5/8 bull flat. And they eat it, you let them eat it, you swing, and you're fighting them for a bit, and then they just spit it out, and you realize like, oh, I never even had this thing hooked.
Just too much plastic. There's
plastic.
so much bulk that sometimes the way it balls up, there's just no way for the hook to go through.
It's brutal.
The idea is that by this bait twisting and turning, and no matter how they get it or crush it, the bait has an opportunity to crush so that the hook can actually come out and hook them, which, you know, as fun as it is to feel the thunk, oh, I got them, it's even more fun to actually touch them and say hello and, you know, get to meet them, right? So that's the main reason for that twisting. The twisting also allows the bait to have a little bit different shimmy fall to it. It gives it a little bit more movement. So this is a bait that you can fish weightless. You can fish it on like a weighted beast hook, which is a lot of times how you'd fish a larger bait like this. You can stroll it, so you can put it on the back of a jig and have a big, meaty, you know, strolling style bait. Lots of stuff you can do. I don't think the actual weight is on there, but I'm going to say that this is probably about 1.25 ounces.
You think that heavy?
Maybe?
I was thinking like,
You think it's less than 1 ounce?
yeah, maybe just a little
This
under
is
an
a
ounce.
terrible pitch. I should have known how much it is. I'm going to say it's about 1 ounce.
Yeah,
and
it's
Jeff's
up
thinking it's a
there.
little
Just
bit
a
under
hair
1
under.
ounce. We'll figure it out. We'll put it on the
But just know
on
it's
the
in that
page.
range.
Yeah, but it's somewhere in that range. So this is going to be on your heavier rod. Plus, remember, you still got to add a hook.
Yes.
So you're going to be probably 1.25 ounces, 1.25 ounces by the time it's fully rigged, right? But I think you guys are going to have fun with this. Are you taking that one?
Oh,
Oh, you're taking the whole 3-pack.
I'm taking most of
You're
it.
okay. So if there's any left, the the larger size Hera Tyler from Raid, those are available now. All right, Jeff. Another upsizing offering
Okay.
from Raid.
Yeah.
So Raid came out with a very interesting, I'm gonna say back glide, but it's really it's a crawl slash back glide, okay, called the Bukkomi Craw. Okay. Today we have the daddy version of it. Okay, so a larger version of the Bukkomi Craw Daddy is now available. So you can see it's a much larger bait, designed to fit a 5 or a 6/0 instead of a 3 or a 4/0. Bukkomi Craw, let me just pull that side by side so you can see there. This is the regular size one. This is the daddy version. Okay, so it's not extremely different, but it's different. It's larger, it's heavier. So the Bukkomi Craw designed to rig this way. So you come in through the face and out. So it will glide away from you. As you crawl it or as you twitch it, it will have just enough movement. On a free fall, all of these little tentacles quiver. Okay, so it has an amazing look under the water. This bait was really designed to give anglers from shore an opportunity to create a good back glide bait, but also to give you a soft plastic bait that can cast across where you're fishing. So sometimes you're fishing a pond, you're fishing a river, you're fishing a canal, you're fishing in an area where you just want to get to the other side of it.
The promised land.
The promised land, you know, the grass is always
Always green.
greener over there, right? And sometimes you're just limited to where you can access. There's no way to the other side. This bait was designed to give you an opportunity to where it casts like a rocket. It's kind of a dual plastic, so you have a little harder, denser plastic in the back end than you have on the front end. The front end's a little softer, that's going to give you the vibration as it falls, and this back end will give you more durability and castability. So you could literally fire this like a missile and throw it as far, I mean, as much line as you have on the spool, you're going to be able to cast it, okay? So again, you've got about I would say a 7/8 or so ounce bait. Did you say 20? Okay, so you're at 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said 7/8, 6/8. So you're going to be 7/8 or 8/8
With the
after
hook.
you add a hook on there. So you're going to be probably right about 1 ounce full rig. Okay, so I would recommend throwing it just unweighted. It's got plenty of body to where it'll either back glide down or it will create a nice little shimmy fall while it back glides down. So you know, play with it, have fun, give them the daddy, right? So there you go, another cool upsize from Raid. That is Bukkomi Craw Daddy, and it's available in all the same colors as the Bukkomi Craw. So whatever you guys are into, there it is, 5/0 or 6/0, depending on the hook. Okay, enjoy. All right, Jeff, let's go the opposite direction now and let's downsize. Okay, I know this isn't speaking your language, but this is speaking my language.
Okay.
This is a bait that I've been pretty excited about coming ever since we had a chance to prototype this.
Yep.
It's going to be, initially people are going to be like, oh, they knocked off the dice rubber, but that's why we're going to take some time to discuss it. Okay, this is the official release and launch of the Raid Japan one-way hybrid. Okay, now I know at first it looks like a dice rubber. Okay, certainly inspired by the dice rubber. Okay, the dice rubber from OSP catches the shit out of them. I mean, it's like the staple bait in Japan, slowly becoming kind of a staple bait here in the USA as well. But this is a slightly different bait, okay? So what looks similar, well, it has all the rubber legs coming off a square type piece. But what this also has is it has built-in structured legs, and it has these two little fins here. Now, where the dice rubber is a bait that's designed to basically throw out, you kind of twitch a couple times and then pause, this is actually designed as like a crankbait style. It's designed to be a drop swim bait. So it's designed as a drop shot bait. It is designed to be constantly moving, and as it falls, as the weight pulls it down, this bait is going to swim down. When it gets to the bottom, it will slowly sink down, and then it's designed for you to pull it the same way you would pull like a hazardong shad or something with a little curly tail, where you just kind of drop swim it. You're going to do the same thing with this, and those front two appendages there are going to cause it to shimmy and swim a lot like, you know, a crankbait lip would with a crankbait, where it's causing it to go back and forth. So it's just giving you a little bit different option, a little bit different look, to where it does kind of stand on its own legs, whether it's the rubber legs or built-in legs. That wasn't intended, but it just is what it is. Okay, so there are going to be multiple colors in this, so depending on, you know, what you would expect, right? There's some clear colors, there's some shaddy type colors, there's some blacks, there's some green pumpkins. There's also two different versions. So there is a standard version and there is a floating version. Okay, so if you want the bait, if you want to fish this unweighted on the surface, you can. And you can just nose hook it. By the way, that's what you're doing with this, is you're nose hooking this bait. Okay, so that's going to go right through. You can use it either flat side down or round side down. I like it round side down. That's going to give it the most rock, right? So it keeps it slightly off center, so it gives it the most ability to kind of, you know, have that side to side. But you can play with it and see what you like best. Just a little nose hook, a size 2, size 3, size 4, any of that would work good. If you want to use the floater on the drop shot as well, it's going to deliver the same action. It's just that after that drop shot weight falls and stops, the bait's just going to stay floating. Okay, so you can move it and then you can stop it, and the bait's going to just stay floating and kind of raise a little bit instead of slowly falling down. So it just gives you two different options depending on what you want to do. So that is the one-way hybrid. I know once you guys see it and use it, you're going to be shocked at the action and the movement that this bait actually has. So there you go, the one-way hybrid. Were you surprised when you saw this in the tank for the first time?
Yes. The rolling action is pretty insane on it, actually.
Yeah.
And the idea of it, sitting with Kanamori, which we did film a video
yes.
with him on
yes.
it.
Have we posted that video?
No, we have not yet.
We'll post it this week. I think I've just been saving it for when this bait was actually coming out.
Yeah.
God, that feels like a year ago already that we filmed that. That's a great, thank you for reminding me about that.
Yeah.
We did sit down with Kanamori. We will post that interview where we
he went over that bait and the
Bukkomi Craw Daddy.
Bukkomi Craw.
Yep.
So.
Perfect timing.
Perfect.
Yeah. Both Jeff and I, the first time we saw this, the initial thought was, they made a dice.
And then Connor's like, sit down, let me show you. And it's like, oh, snap.
Calm down. Watch what this does. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, so I think you guys are going to catch a ton of fish on it. It'll be fun to implement. So there you go. The one-way hybrid from Raid, available now. All right, one more thing, and then we're going to get into some giveaways, Jeff. So there is a rod that I only get a handful of pieces every couple of years. Usually I only get 1 or 2 pieces at a time. This time I got almost 10 pieces. Whoa. And I've already sold out a few of them. So I don't even know there's gonna be any left by the time you guys get to this part of the video. But this is a rod that's been in the Evergreen Japan lineup for quite some time and still is kind of regarded as the chatterbait rod of all chatterbait rods. This is the Combat Stick Heracles, the Leopard. Ooh. Okay, so this is a 7.3 heavy glass. Really, what this rod shines at is that 3/8 and 1/2 ounce chatterbait. right? Which is what most of us throw. When you look at the combat sticks offered here in the US, the new one's really nice. It's much lighter than the old one. Even the super combat sticks, they're designed to really handle like 3/8 all the way to the ounce and a quarter. So designed to handle the whole gamut. But sometimes if you're only throwing the 3/8 or the half, it's a little too much rod. This is a full glass rod, so you're getting that full glass bend that only a full glass rod can offer you. Made in Japan, super limited. So if it speaks to you, they're $9.99.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Super cheap,
Yeah.
right? Like I said, there's only a handful of them there. It's not going to be the right rod for everybody, but they are available at the moment, so have at it. Those are available now. All right, Jeff, we have come to the part of the show where I'm just going to give some stuff away. Let's just have some fun.
Wow.
Okay? So, this is just to have a good time. You know, it's Sunday. I appreciate you guys giving us time and being here on Sunday mornings. And, you know, just another way for me to say thank you guys for the business and the support all these years. We're going to give some cool things away. This is Hookup Trivia.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you questions that have to do with our store, maybe some of our staff or myself. We're just going to see who's been paying attention, and we're going to reward those who have. So if you would like to play, there are going to be 9 questions. Okay, we're going to give away 9 different things. I would like you to just post your answers in the comments. Okay, but post them all at once, 1 through 9. Okay, so listen to all the questions, make notes. And then when you post them 1 through 9. Don't just post
Please
one
don't.
answer. I'm gonna
don't.
skip you if you do that. Okay, so all 9, and then we're just gonna randomly go through and see who did what. Okay, and then if anybody gets all 9 right, we'll have a bonus prize. And if there's only one of you, then you win the bonus prize. If there's 100 of you, we'll just do a random that guy. Okay, so here we go. Okay, we're gonna start easy.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna give you all a chance, okay? The prize, if you win, is going to be a Daiwa Kage rod 2-pack. Okay, you're gonna get a casting and a spinning. This is the all-around casting and the all-around spinning.
Wow.
Okay, so 2 rods to kind of do a little bit of everything, okay? Whether you use them or you use them for your buddies or your kids or whatever. They're $200 rods, so a $400 pack. Let's start right out of the gate, okay?
And it's an easy one.
How many years has the Hookup been in business? If you guys can't figure this one out, we literally spent an entire month talking about this, okay? This should let everybody have a chance to at least win something, okay? So there you go. There is question number 1. Question number 2, okay?
Please be an
This
easy
is
one.
going to be for a strolling prize pack, okay? So inside this box, there is the essentials of strolling. 4-inch Sakamata,
Ooh.
5-inch Sakamata,
Wait a minute.
4-inch fish roller, horizon head, range rollers, BR fish, BR head. So a little starter pack of strolling, okay? I started the Hookup in 1999. Just in case you didn't know the answer to the first question. If you can do some math, you guys are in, okay? I added my first employee around 2001,
Wow.
okay? Who was my first employee? Okay, this is a test for those who have actually been here for a while. If you haven't been here for a while, you're not going to
So
know
you
this,
ain't
but
gonna know.
make a guess.
There you
Okay,
go.
who was my first employee? That is question number 2. All right, question number 3. Back to an easy one.
Okay.
This is going to be for a special OSP prize pack. Now, last week we released 4 new custom colors in the OSP Blitz EXDR. We released Knockout Craw, Secret Shad, Dirty 30, and Tasty Perch. So 4 brand new colors in the Blitz EXDR. You guys bought a ton of them, so thank you very much for the business. If you paid no attention, there's 4 new custom colors in Blitz EXDR if you want to scoop them up. Okay, so this is for one of each of these, about a $100 Blitz pack. The Hookup's first custom color was actually done with Lucky Craft. What was the name of that custom color? Okay. Again, all you had to do is pay attention last week because I mentioned
Simple,
it last
actually.
week. Okay. What was the first custom color name at the Hookup Tackle? If you get it right, you are eligible to win this box. Question number 4. Okay. staying on custom colors.
Okay.
We do a custom color with OSP that we call green pumpkin purple copper flake.
Yeah.
Okay? But we say AKA this name. Okay? We have nicknamed it a human name.
Yes.
I don't really know why we nicknamed it a human name. It just became a thing. I think Griff started it. It just called it this, and it just kind of stuck. So every time we refer to this color, nobody here refers to this as green pumpkin purple copper
I
flake.
didn't even know it was all that.
Right. I mean, it literally says green pumpkin purple copper on there, but we don't. Nobody knows it as that. We know it as this human name. Now, in case you have no idea or ability to go onto this page and see for yourself what it's called, we also dropped it in Bottom Up last week as well, in the Gimme and the Bull's Hog Daddy.
That's it.
So this prize pack is going to be 2 packs of the brand new custom color in Bull's Hog Daddy, 2 packs in the Gimme, 2 packs in the 3.5 and 4-inch Dolive Beaver. Okay? What is the human name of that color? All right, last week we also dropped the brand new Duo Realis spider bait lineup of colors, right? So a play on spy baiting, spider, right? Kind of a fun play on words. Okay, so it's available in 3 different colors. Okay, there is a spider black, and a spider white. Now, if you guys follow Duo, they've been posting about this being just kind of a fun thing that they're doing. They're available in a Spin Bait 80 and an 80 G-Fix, but one of these 3 colors is a Hookup Tackle exclusive.
Ooh.
Only available here.
Yep.
Which one is it? That is your question.
Good luck.
Which one of these 3 is a Hookup exclusive? If you get it right, you are going to get a special 6-pack. You're going to get 1 of each in both sizes of the spider bait from Duo. All right, let's see who pays any attention to you and Hippie.
Oh, no.
So over the last couple weeks, we have posted a couple of videos on our YouTube channel where Jeff and Julius, otherwise known as Hippie, went fishing. You made an ice slide video. You made a dice video from a lake here in Arizona, a big lake.
Huge lake, actually.
Which lake were they fishing at? Let's see who is paying attention.
Very famous lake.
Very famous lake, on the Colorado River. Won't give you any hints though, okay? If you get it right, you are going to be eligible for this prize pack. 2 Megabass ice slides and 2 packs of dice rubber, just to, commemorate the 2 videos that you guys made. So you guys will be eligible for that if you can get that answer. Speaking of Hippie and myself and CJ were traveling through Alabama. It feels like a year ago, but I think this was last week. I don't know, a week or so ago, with the owner of one of our favorite brands here. If you're paying any attention to our Instagram, you'll know the answer. Who were we traveling with? Okay, if you get that right, you are going to get a special prize pack from our friends at Lucky Craft. Last week, Lucky Craft released a bunch of new colors in the Pointer 78DD. Some of these are colors that have never been done before. Some of these are custom colors. So we're going to give you a special 6-pack prize pack, about a $90 value of that box. There you go. Let's see who actually pays attention to you and me.
Okay.
So when Jeff and I travel to Japan, we have a very special place that we eat at that is just heaven for us. It is our absolute favorite food. Well, my favorite food in Japan is Family Mart Family Chicken. Just gonna get that out of the way.
Habanero.
This is not it. Okay, this is like a legit food, not a convenience store food. Okay, I eat that habanero Family Chicken like 87 times a day. Okay, and if you go in the summer, you should definitely eat that as much as you can. But this is like an actual Japanese food.
Yes.
Okay, and it is my favorite, and the best version of this that I've ever had is in a little suburb just outside of Tokyo in Hachioji, and every time I go, I'm blown away. Jeff's blown away. What is Jeff and I's favorite food to enjoy in Japan? And if you get this right, you will be eligible to win a brand new Shimano Poison Adrena. Okay, it is a, I think it's a 611 spinning. I don't even know what I grabbed. Yeah, 611 medium heavy spinning. Okay, so there you go. All right, and the final question, let's go the opposite way. The last time Jeff and I were there, we had our absolute least favorite food. It was disgusting.
It's not good.
It was raw and should not have been raw.
When
There's
it was
the
ordered,
hint.
the look on our face was like, oh boy,
Yeah,
we're ordering that.
and it was worse than I expected it to be. Neither one of us died, which I'm thankful for.
Lucky.
Okay, what is the worst food? Is it the worst food for you? I'm just assuming it was. It's definitely the worst food I've ever had.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah. What's the worst food in Japan for me and Jeff? And if you win, you're gonna win this nice Tekel prize pack because Hideki's responsible for feeding us the worst food. So you're gonna get a drunker, you're gonna get a blade waker, you're gonna get a couple of sharkers, you're gonna get a couple of kick knockers. Okay, so cool little Tekel prize pack if you can get that right. All right, and then finally, if anybody gets all 9 right, or if a bunch of you get 9 right, we'll do a drawing. We'll give whoever gets all 9 a brand new Destroyer P5 BMG as a way of just saying thank you guys for all the business and for, you know, playing these fun nonsense games, which I enjoy doing. So hopefully you guys paid attention. Hopefully you got them all right. And we'll leave this open, let's say for like 72 hours, because a lot of people only watch on, you know, Mondays or Tuesdays. So on Tuesday, we'll go through and tabulate all of them, and then we will announce the winners on next Sunday's episode. Do not fall for any scams.
Please
I am
don't.
not going to message you and say you won anything. I am not going to do any of that. Every time we do a giveaway, there are scams that happen and fake accounts that pop up. If you DM me about it, I'm not going to reply. Okay? This is your warning. There will be no reaching out. We will announce the winners on next week's episode, and we will just mail you the gifts, or if we don't know who you are, then we'll reach out, but you'll see your name in bright lights as a winner.
Please.
Okay? All right. All right, and that is a wrap. Cheers, my friends. I hope you guys, again, are having an amazing weekend. Hopefully you guys are out fishing, listening. If you are, cheers to you. If you have questions on anything that we covered bait-wise, drop it down below, and I will get answers for you. Again, guys, thank you so much for the business over the last few weeks during our sale. Thank you for your patience. I promise you we're working around the clock to get caught up on order shipping, so we'll have everything caught up here over the next few days. But if there's anything I can do or my staff can do, please feel free to reach out and I will get answers for you. Jeff will put links to the products, of course. And again, we will announce the winners of our trivia if you want to play next week. Jeff, favorite item you saw this week?
The Dead Drift 100.
Interesting. I know you want a Dead Drift 300
300
probably.
would be nasty. Dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun
coming, though.
to play with that bait. That might be my favorite bait actually
It's
of this
interesting.
episode
It's very
too, just because it's different,
Mm-hmm.
and I like different.
Yes.
You know, as much as I like traditional, you know, walking baits or glide baits or whatever, it's cool to see some outside of the box thinking. So let me know what you guys think was your favorite bait as well. It'd be fun to see what everybody thinks. On behalf of myself and Jeff and Griff and, you know, my family and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle, guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for giving us time on your Sunday. Go hug your family, catch a big fish, drink delicious Orion if you can find it. We will see you again next weekend. Enjoy June. Can't believe we're already here. But have a safe week, everyone. Peace.